Hi there. This is Dr. Kate checking in. Gonna do a little live video if I can get my headset in here. Is there enough going on in the world for y'all? Pretty crazy out there, right? Lots of things happening, which means that we have to do a lot of being present with ourselves, or we might find ourselves having spontaneous breakdowns and high stress moments, or difficulty focusing at work, or hey Letitia, good to see you. Right? If we don't be attentive to what's happening for us, hi Laura, we can get pretty mowed down by what's happening out in the world right now. So my talk really is about how do we check in with ourselves, right? How do we check in with ourselves in the face of all the intense energy going on out there? And of course, my favorite is how do we be present in our bodies? Because it's not just a mind thing. We can't change things from a place of our thinking mind the way that we hope, right? We can have an affirmation, we can have a positive thought, but we have to embody it to really get a change, right? We have to take that thought. Let's say we want to think positive about this hearing that's happening. And we can be like, I'm going to have positive affirmations about this hearing that's happening. What we want to do is we want to bring that into our body. We want to feel all the things that we feel about this hearing, right? Which might be anxiety, which might be stress, which might be hope, might be despair. We might have all kinds of feelings. And how we just name it and own and feel that in our body, so that then we can come into the center of it and we can breathe with some awareness, and we can open our heart to ourselves and have compassion about what's going on in our own lives, right? As well as the big picture of what's happening. And from this compassion, we can be present, right? We can be right here and stay conscious, right? About all the possibilities, but also not necessarily give power away to all those possibilities, right? We want to maintain our own connection in ourselves so that we are saying, no matter what happens in this hearing, I'm going to hold on to myself and do what I can to be the best person I can, right? For myself. Or I'm going to be compassionate and kind. This is really difficult for women around me, and I'm going to be present and reach out to them. There's lots of different ways that we can foster and hold on to our power. And one of them is to not fall into feeling victimized, which is super tricky, right? I mean, we're dealing with a situation that looks like women are getting re-victimized in some way because men are not necessarily in these positions. These certain people, they're not necessarily owning their behavior or being truthful or honest, right? That's the issue. But it doesn't mean we have to see those women as victims. I see them as frickin' warriors. I see them as owning their truth, speaking their truth, and being able to hold on to what is true for them. And when we own our personal power, ladies, it isn't about whether or not people buy in or not, whether people agree with us or not. It really is just holding it for ourselves and knowing that by doing that, we create a level of integrity within ourselves. And we are choosing to live our life from a place of power and integrity by making positive choices that are going to support us. And that's really what this is about on some levels. Of course, there's many different levels, right? Hi Janine, it's good to see you. This can be bringing up so much for all of us, but to recognize that this is a powerful time for us to step into our sense of power, no matter what it looks like on the outside. It might be feeling sad about previous abuse situations you've been through. You don't have to feel victimized by that. You can actually feel empowered. You can choose to feel empowered to own what has happened to you and to move forward and know that you are going to honor and take care of and have compassion and love for yourself. So this time right now is so important for us as women to recognize all the feelings that are coming up for us, but to also be willing to stay centered for yourself and for others. Because even though it looks pretty scary or it looks disempowering in the outside, it really depends how we look at it. And we are standing up, we are telling our truth, and that is empowering. And that is what we need to be doing right now. Does anybody have a thought about that? I had some people fly through, so I'm not sure you're even still here. This is a deep conversation, and I recognize there's no one right way for anyone to say this is what's happening. But I am interested in supporting women and seeing that telling the truth and facing whatever this certain time in life is bringing up for you with current outside, political things happening, life changes, physical changes, all of it is an important part in this dynamic, right? In this dance we're in. But what's most important is for each of us to continue growing and being honoring of ourselves and what's coming up for us and how we use it to step up, to keep stepping up, to be more of who we are, right? More truthful about what's gone on for us and how we can continue to do our work, whatever that is. Now, I happen to be an entrepreneur, and I'm very much about supporting women who are entrepreneurs because of this very thing that is so powerful right now about women stepping up and being of service and sharing their light and sharing their gifts of who they are to make a difference right now, right? That's why I'm so excited about it. And that's why it's so powerful, even with what's happening in the world with these hearings that everyone's waiting to see is going to happen. No matter what they decide, isn't the actual truth of the answer of how it affects everybody, right? The truth is we all are stepping up and coming together and recognizing that we need to speak our truth too. We need to feel empowered and know that our story matters and we all get to know we're in this together. And this is changing. No matter what they decide, it's changing at a very deep rooted place in the earth, in our consciousness, in our bodies. That this is the story of women rising right now, right? And I really value all of us having our voice and having our truth and showing up with it. Okay? So I want you to keep seeing, how are you going to resource yourself? Do you have friends you're going to reach out to? Do you have resources for your own process that you're in right now? As an entrepreneur, do you have all the support you need to keep clearing your channel and being the best person of service you want to be? Because if you don't, you need to find it. You need to connect to it. Because we can't do this alone, sisters. We cannot. We need each other. We need to let each of us support each other in our own ways. And my gift is supporting women entrepreneurs to ride that wave of fear and doubt and learn the self-mastery skills to know that you have an important vision and message to share. And I want to help you do that in the best way you can. And I'm offering some times for discovery calls this week for anybody. I also am super excited about bringing forward the self-mastery programs. I'm going to do a group coaching and a home study, and I'm like in the midst of working on that right now. But this is my way of trying to be supportive and empowering, and we all have our way we do it, and that's what's so beautiful, right? We're all here to share our own particular energy, vibe, the way we communicate, the way we share, the way we support people, and it's all unfolding more and more right now in the face of all of these changes and fearful things. We are unfolding right now. So trust yourself, right? Allow the support in. Reach for people that align with you and speak your language, and allow yourself to feel connected, because that's what's going to really help us get through this time, and that's what's going to help us bring forward the positive changes we want to see on the planet. And so I encourage you to continue to see where you can allow more support and resources into your life so that you can keep holding on and being the blessing that you are. Okay? And take care of yourself. Pay attention to what you need. Do the inner work, girls. Do that inner work, because that's what's going to allow us to keep being more and more powerful and helpful and beacons of light. Many blessings.